Today I thought I would use my camera instead of my laptop and webcam, since that grain is just great and you can see the images so clearly, and the sound, like the way it lags behind the image is just amazing and just superb. But I think my camera, even though it's more so a point and shoot camera, I think it can handle this a little better than my laptop can. So we're going to give it a go. That explains the difference in background, since this is my curtain and I had to find a dresser and a few textbooks to stack it on so that I could talk and have it at eye level with me. And just, yeah, so there's outside my res. And anywho, I just came back from a psych lab, and you may be like, oh no, she's talking to school, it's really boring. But no, I love my psych class. Like, it is my favorite class of the week, and the lectures are hilarious. Like, my prof is amazing. I wish she could teach all my courses, because then I wouldn't fall asleep like I did that one time in history. But, so, I have fun in this class, and like, I can share my fun with you, because a couple weeks ago we saw this awesome video in my psych lab about drunk elephants. And you'd be like, drunk elephants, is that possible? Yes! Apparently, animals like to eat fermented fruit so that they can experience drunkenness. So if you look here, there should be a pop-up that takes you to the video, because it's awesome and funny, and I don't know, it's about drunk elephants. You're just kind of like, they're falling over. So if you feel inclined, click it, and you can go and check it out for yourself. But for today, the rest of the video, I'm talking about embarrassing moments. So we've all been there, you know, those moments that are kind of like, oh my goodness, I wish the floor could eat me up. And, you know, like, we've all had those. And we all probably will have tons more, because story of life. And I think it's important that after an embarrassing moment happens, you're able to look back and laugh at it, just because of how silly it is. This past Sunday, I went to church, like I do pretty much every Sunday. And I was really excited because I was running PowerPoint. I have all the songs, and I have all the PowerPoint for announcements and for the pastor's sermon, and I would sit at the computer clicking the button. And I was really excited. So I walked in early, and the way it was set up, I'm at the desk off to the corner of this stage thing, and so my laptop's plugged in, and there's these two monitors behind which show me what goes on the display. We go through the pre-service announcements, we go through the first few songs, and we do the in-service announcements, we go through the next song, and I'm like, I'm doing great here, like, I'm getting this, and like, it's going good. And then we get to the sermon, I'm like, okay, and I'm just kind of sitting there, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm a little bored here. And I'm the kind of person who likes to do things with her hands, and I like to multitask. I don't like to just sit there and not do anything. Like, sitting in sermon sometimes is really hard for me, because if I'm just sitting there, I zone out. I need something to keep me focused. Like, I need to write notes, I need to doodle, I need to do something with my hands. So I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'll play a game. Like, yeah, I'm on my laptop, like, I'll play a game. So I click on hearts, and all of a sudden this pop-up comes up, right? And I'm like, oh, there it is. And all of a sudden I hear laughter. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's not my screen. The pop-up came up on the overhead screen, so now you have this giant green box appearing on the overheads, where everyone in this, and we're in a lecture hall because our church is on campus, so everyone in this hall can see this pop-up, and then this little box says, do you want to continue your saved game? I'm like, oh my goodness. The pastor's like, what's so funny? Like, and obviously he turns around because he's looking at the audience. And he sees this box, and I'm like frantically pressing no, and all these cards are popping up, and it's going like, oh, which cards do you want to pass to your left? I'm like, no. I click X, and he's like, I've never had someone do that in my sermon before. I'm just kind of like sitting there, and I'm slowly getting sinking lower. And I can hear my hub group leader, my small group leader going, save that for Wednesday nights, Ray! And I'm like, oh my goodness, floor, eat me up, floor, eat me up. But you know what? I'm sure I was going beet red, and I was just lucky that this desk hid me when I sat full out on the chair. But I'm sure my face was bright red, and when I get really embarrassed, or even when I get really angry, like anger and embarrassment, my ears, like, they go neon red. It's like, you can't hide these things. And I usually have my hair tied back, so it's like, oh, her ears are red. She must be either embarrassed or angry. And since I don't get angry a lot, I'm usually embarrassed. yeah, and my friends afterwards were like, are you okay there? You kind of disappeared there for a bit. And I'm like, yeah, I was just embarrassed. And I'm like, yeah, I would be too. Yeah, so that's how I kind of messed up in church. Yeah. So if you want to reply or comment or whatever about your embarrassing moment, that'd be cool. I know I have more, which will probably end up on here eventually too, because I don't really care anymore. It's embarrassing, yes, but I also recognize that it's kind of funny too. So yeah, toodaloo.